This is a Showtime feature presentation.
Good evening.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to the channel.
Yeah. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good and excited to talk about August. Keep continuing our August car month.
Yeah, me too. If you're new to the channel, we're After the Weekend. My name's R2, and this is my co-host. Who are
JT.
you?
Who am I? It's a song.
Who are you? Yeah, we're continuing our car theme with Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, we did last video. We did American Graffiti.
Yeah.
So
it was a good movie. We had fun with that one.
That was fun. That was a fun trip down memory lane. So was this one. It's odd. It's sad that it's 23 years old movie.
Yeah. It's just crazy that it's 23 years old because it sure doesn't seem that or feel that old. But
what movie are we talking about?
Gone in 60 Seconds.
And yeah, and it's a fun one. It has Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie and a few others. It's a high octane, no pun intended, movie. And like I said, I think, yes, I was working at Kmart in high school when this movie came out. And I also bought one of my first DVD players because of this movie. So.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those, it's a fun popcorn film, I feel like.
Yeah, or Mike and Ike's. Yeah.
Mike and Ike's that too. But just like this is this is one of those movies though, you can kind of watch it from anywhere and enjoy it, and you can kind of stop it from anywhere and you're fine with it. It's just fun though.
Yeah, it's a fun car movie. And it is a remake of a even older movie, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
And they pay some homage to it. So what is this movie about? You want to give them the rundown?
Well, this film is about a group of car thieves. Essentially, you've got a new generation and a older generation that come together to help the newer generation that got into some trouble, and they have to steal 50
new
cars.
Gen, old gen.
Yeah, and they got to steal 50 cars, and they do it in
like one night.
Is it one night or is it 2 nights? I want to say.
Well,
I think it's they go for it in one night, but they really only have like 3 days to plan it.
They have 3 days, but they do it most of it, and mostly they do most of them in one night. So, yeah. But well, before we get, that's the main part of it. That's pretty much the gist of the movie. But we do want to make sure that we tell you if you have anything you want to add to our reviews, comment below. Tell us how we're doing. We're not live anymore, so it'd be nice to know if you like the format. Last time I posted a poll in one of our movie reviews, and 25% said they didn't like the new format. So maybe you tell us why.
It's we're just changing things up. We will,
it's okay. We still like you.
It's not a never, but
if you're new here, don't worry about that, and
just
maybe consider subscribing.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too, we should mention, because we were asked about this as well, but if you do like what we do and you want to support us, you can send us a super chat. It won't be live, but we'll definitely read it on our next recording. Or if it does come when we do one of our weekend streams, you can super chat us during then, or even if it comes at another time, we'll read it and give you a shout out and appreciate that. And we'll share it later, but we also have a merch store too. You can always buy our merch, and again, another good way to support us. All that just goes back into the channel, and it just lets us keep reviewing more stuff. So
yeah, we just want to make sure to mention that, get that out of the way. But this movie's fun. Like I said, it's high octane, a lot of cars.
And that link is in our description of the video too, by the way. Just
okay.
You can go into there and click the link directly if they don't want to type that all out. Sorry.
No, you're good. I crossed. I went before the starting gun. But yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds. I recently just watched this movie again, obviously to the review. And I forgot how fun it is. I forgot how fun the movie is. So,
yeah,
in general,
it is. It's always enjoyable to watch this. I mean, it's not the
you do get a lot of the Nick Cage.
Yeah. But it's still as good though. But like this is it's not directed by him, but this felt like a Michael Bay film, didn't it?
It sorta. Yeah, there was a lot of it had a Bad Boys,
but it was produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, who did a lot of stuff early on with Michael
Yeah,
Bay.
it had that 90s feel, but this movie came out in the 2000s, but it had that 90s like The Rock like type of feel. Like it was very gritty. The color orange was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody looked like they haven't taken a shower. It's pretty much that movie.
Especially Angelina Jolie.
She was big time. She was just becoming big time in this.
She was
era.
But yeah.
I think this was before Tomb Raider. I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Put it in the comments if we're wrong.
You have to let us know.
I just remember her. I remember watching this, and then because I used to watch Hackers a lot, and she was in that one, and then she did this, and I was like, whoa.
She is so baby faced in Hackers. How young she looks.
I know, and then she did this movie. It's like what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching that a bunch as a kid too, and it's a cheesy film, but yeah, Hackers was good. Actually, yeah, Tomb Raider was the year after this.
There you go. So she was becoming kind of who she is kind of now. Yep, a good.
But no, this is a lot of fun. Well, we'll get into one of our first segments, right, which is the numbers.
Oh yeah, we'll go right into the numbers there.
So
I don't know the numbers this time.
Yeah. We didn't skip ahead. Well, this was done, from the summer to the fall of '99 when it was filmed, and it was released June 9th, 2000. Man, did you see this in the theater? I didn't see this in the theater.
I don't recall. I might have, but I do remember this is about the time when I had my driver's license. I just got my driver's license. I just got my first car. So like this movie and another movie that we're going to review later were the two movies that came out right when I was behind the wheel only 2 or 3 years.
Gotcha.
and it wasn't a good influence. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I was probably driving when this came out. I was probably driving for about 9 months at that.
Yeah, it was definitely. I definitely wanted to try some of the tricks in the movie, but in my
I didn't have a car that could do that.
In my mom's Volvo.
No. My first car was definitely not designed for racing.
Yeah, mine either, but I tried.
My car had a governor on it, and I remember one time I was late coming home. I was driving on the freeway, and I did like 120, and then all of a sudden it just immediately dropped to 80. It scared the crap out of me.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Fun times.
Yeah.
So this movie came out was what was the budget, and then what was the box office? I'm gonna say with all the cars and the two I mean, Nick Cage was a big actor at this time. I would say has to be into the 100 millions. So,
okay. And then box office, what do you think it did?
I think it did pretty well. I mean, you had an actor a lot of people liked, and then you had Angelina. Everyone liked her back then. So I would say it probably doubled.
Okay. Actually, I don't remember, even though I made the slides and everything.
Oh, you don't remember? Okay.
I don't remember now, so I can't tell you if you're close.
If I'm wrong or right.
Yeah. So so 96.7 million, 99, which would almost be double today. And then they can't see it, but that stupid slides overlays over the bottom of. I'm trying to look. What the hell?
Oh yeah, so I was close. It was 100 million budget, and then I was close about the doubling.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It was definitely a successful film. I mean, I kind of look at that. I'm surprised that there wasn't a sequel to this. I'm glad that there wasn't. This was definitely
I'm gonna get to that you're gonna have to wait until our other review before I tell you something.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
look for the other video, or I'll give you my input on if this had a sequel or not.
I like that this was a one and done film.
It might be in the same universe. You never know.
Something else. Sure, that's
That's
true. Now, one of the great things about this film is it had a really, really good cast to it.
It did.
I mean,
yeah,
from the heroes to the supporting people, the villains, it was all fun. I mean, the villain was pretty minimal in the film.
He was a wood maker.
Yeah.
Really into wood.
He was. I mean, I feel bad because he didn't really. Get much.
I said it, and you could have.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
You missed it. Oh,
sorry. We're recording. Do you want to do that again?
No, I'm good. This is all good. This villain was weird. He was a new villain that kind of came into town and wanted to kind of ruffle the feathers. There was another villain though. He was the rapper, Master P.
Master P, yeah. Business.
Yeah, he was fun.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's Master P.
And to get into the plot a little bit more, it starts off with a group of car thieves. They're stealing, you can.
Vincent Rain. Was it Vincent?
No, Kip Rains. They're stealing cars.
Rains.
Yeah, Nick Cage is Memphis Rains, and his brother's Kip. You can see that they're stealing cars, and you can even tell that they're stealing lots of cars. And they get a little ambitious on one of the cars they steal. The police chase after them. They kind of have to ditch, everything that they've taken. And you find out that he was stealing 50 high-end cars for this gangster who was going to send him to South America, and he was running out of time. They were like halfway there, and then they still had like 4 or 5 days to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you later find out he has an older brother who is a former car thief himself. He was kind of the best in the area in Southern California, but he gave it all up to protect his brother. He
comes to save the day.
Yeah. Former, an associate of this gangster, but a former friend of his comes to tell him what's going on, tells him his brother needs help. He decides to come back in town, which it triggers off a lot of things. Because one, he's got to steal 50 cars essentially in 72 hours. That's the amount of time he has, but they do it. Like we said earlier in 24, he's got to deal with the other criminal competition that wanted the contract. He's got to deal with the former detective that always had it out for him, that knows he's back in town and knows something's up.
Yeah. And he has to deal with old friendships, broken friendships.
And then, an
ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. But like, yeah, when he's kind of going for help, I mean, like that was all pretty funny because it starts off really well and then it just takes a dive off a cliff. Everybody else that they call that they know is like dead, in jail.
Right. They get the main people though. They they include his brother and his quirky friends. So
yeah. Well, here is the core cast of the film, and as you can see, you got Nick Cage, Giovanni Ribisi, right? That's how you say his name.
I'm not the one that's good with words.
Yeah.
So.
You're gonna laugh at me. Why I would pick this person or think that this is it, but you remember that app called Face Swap, where you can take your face and you put it on somebody, like from like a movie scene.
Yeah.
They like morph them. Every time I do that, I look like Giovanni Ribisi.
Really?
Yes. So apparently that's my doppelganger.
Okay.
I look like him. Yeah, every time I stick my face on somebody, I look like him with glasses.
I see that. I can see that there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to make another comment. There's somebody else on here that I feel like looks like a friend of ours. Something about Vinnie Jones kind of reminds me of Joker voice.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. He looks like a Joker voice. Yeah, I think Cannoli is kind of maybe Atlee. Maybe he could be. It looks like a cannoli.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Otto. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, both. Those look like they're brothers.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah.
But as you can see, it's really, really great.
I was surprised. I forgot that Timothy Oliphant was in this.
Yeah,
and
so
he's
did
so
I.
young.
And he is. Well, not only that, I swear he got shot by the bad guy at the end, but he just disappears.
No, he's at the end because he goes, "Are you okay? Because you just went through a wall."
No, he is. But when they're at the end, they're trying. The detectives are trying to find Memphis, and then Memphis is going after the bad guy. And
he's taking care of the dude that went through the wall.
No, he gets onto the ship at the end with him. We're skipping way ahead, but he disappears. I
mean, maybe he's out. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I swear I remember him getting shot at the end. But he disappears. I
always like Tumblr Scott Kahn or Kahn, like
Kane.
Kane.
It's Kane.
It's Kahn. Scott Kahn. So I remember him from Varsity Blues, and he was pretty much the stranger.
He's pretty much the same guy, just with a porn stash. That's the difference between him and he's Tumblr in this, and wasn't he like Tweedler in Varsity?
Yeah, Tweedler. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He always plays a fun. At this time, he was playing like the same person. So
yeah.
It almost sounds like that was him in real life.
This also makes me wonder because he's also in the Ocean's 11 films.
He's the same person in that one too.
Yeah. Well, in that okay, so Ocean's 11 was also 2001. So yeah, he was moving on up. We've also got another person who was in a film we recently reviewed. James Duval was in Independence Day. I swear his name was Fred, but it's Freb.
Okay.
That's not a typo. I looked it up. He's Freb.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a fun cast. They all work well together. They feed off each other's energy in the movie. You can tell they were good friends. The ones that were friends, for a while.
They had everybody kind of had a good camaraderie, especially the two younger groups, and then
they
end up kind of mixing up with each other. Even to Donnie, you get introduced.
I love how Vinnie Jones doesn't say a word all movie until the end.
Yeah.
Way to go on getting that done.
Well, no, Donnie though, when you get introduced to him, he's a driving instructor, and
yeah, that's all fun, very fun cast. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say too, and it's that's totally a joke that you couldn't make today because he's teaching somebody that is not a good driver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Couldn't do that today. There are a few other people in this film. Some of them probably didn't need to be highlighted, but I wanted to be really uniform.
Yeah, Master P.
Yeah. You got Master P, who played Johnny B.
And young Michael Pena. Yeah.
Yeah, Pena.
He's young in this one. Like
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the guy from
Ant-Man. Yeah. He was so young when he popped up on screen. Not gonna lie, I crack up at the scene with Roger.
With the wieners?
Yeah.
Self-indulgent wieners.
He's like, my name's Roger too.
Yeah, I know. Everybody has too much bloody money.
Yeah. And I also thought it was funny. I didn't realize he was playing a televangelist. I just thought he was a guy pulling up to a fancy restaurant. But when they steal the Mirror Man, he's playing like the valet, and he steals the car. And the guy's like, "You take care of me, I'll take care of you." And he gives him 50 cents. And he's like, "Tell you what, keep this and buy yourself another suit." But that's the guy in the bottom right corner, and that's the Dr. Kelso from Scrubs, the old cranky doctor.
It's again, even the side characters are fun. So, yep. Very cool. Gone in 6. It's just a good group of people. That's why it makes the movie so fun.
Yeah. No, it's good. And the next, big part of this film, not just the cast, but all the cars in it. That of course is the most iconic car in the film.
What was that?
That is my dog. If you notice, I've got the door open right now.
If you like dogs, subscribe. You'll see him most of the time.
You usually see his butt a lot of times on camera, like you do now. But yes, that is one of my dogs. But this was a car named Eleanor.
When you said you see your dog's butt, all I picture is this.
Pretty much. I mean, luckily he doesn't stick his butt in your face. You just, if you just watch him back there, most of the time he's got his face turned the other way. It's just his butt's up in the air.
And this is Eleanor.
Eleanor, yeah. So as they're stealing the cars, they give them girls' name. So it's like a code. So if anybody's listening to them on the radio.
And I believe in the original Gone in 60 Seconds, it was also named Eleanor. It was the same car too, just a little newer because that was made in the 70s, I believe.
Yeah, so 1974, I think.
Yeah, so this is a homage to that movie.
Yes, and it's
a beastly car.
Yeah, 67 Shelby GT500. I had a buddy who had a souped up, it was a newer one, Mustang, and it was like, I want to say, I mean, outside of getting something like a Cobra or a Shelby, buying something like that, it was kind of, I think, like the most souped up one that Ford was offering at the time. And where I used to live, there was a pretty big flat stretch of road, and he took me in that thing, and it's like, holy smokes, how much power that thing had. But that probably put it to shame, Eleanor.
Yeah, this car is a lot of car folks out there. It's one of the most valuable cars. They want it. Mostly muscle car people would like to have this car. So they did it justice. Let's just put it that way. They made it. It was just funny how it had like a temper. Like, he's trying to start it, and when it starts, he's like, "Don't start this now," and then it doesn't start. And or like he has to baby talk it. That's very old school car mechanic.
Well, every time he tried to steal this car, it went wrong. This was like the one car he couldn't successfully ever,
because it had a temper.
It was his unicorn.
What's a unicorn? A magical horse.
Fable creature. So this is the list of cars and
the other cars.
As follows. Well, Eleanor is the very last one.
Yep. Now, what's funny about this list is there's a Volvo Turbo Wagon on here. You wouldn't think that was a valuable car, but at that time it was. And same with the 99 Mercedes. At that time, they were there were some special things to that car. They had specific lights on there that didn't exist. Like people were like, they had specific like I think they had the circular lights, and people were like, circular lights, and then like the way they moved, like certain light. I think they even moved when you turned. So those were really thought out. Like people wanted those cars, but the rest of them, you would assume that they would be on here, like a Testarossa, Ferraris, the old Bel Airs, Camaros. You would assume that this on there, but a lot of these are luxury cars that at the time this movie came out, they were very sought after.
Well, part of the plot too with some of the Mercedes are that they had it was, I don't know if that was true, but
laser keys.
They were laser cut keys, but they were supposed
to.
Yeah,
keys. Keys.
Yeah,
cars that was keys anymore.
Well, I was gonna say, probably somebody has seen them where it's almost too like it was like a reverse key where it had like a groove in it, like it was if anything, they look more like they're machined. I don't know if they were.
You have them now in regular cars.
Laser, yeah, if they were cut out by a laser.
You have them now with like if you have a push start car, the key that in case there's an emergency
to open up the door.
That's a laser cut key.
Yeah, but that was kind of a big part of it. I mean, there's a few things on here where I'm surprised there wasn't more. Of like certain brands, like there was only.
Well, it looks like they had a
Lamborghini,
a thing. They had a sponsorship for Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes. Yeah.
I'm just disappointed that like a Lamborghini Countach wasn't on here.
If one of our fans is watching, Vanquish, he would tell you about every one of these cars. He's a big buff on that, so he would tell you exactly everything about them. So. But anyways, what was, I think one of my favorite that they stole on here was the Hummer when they had the snake in it.
Yeah.
Humvee, like
that. That was kind of a weird one though, too, because it was a 2-door, not a 4-door.
Yeah, but it had a snake.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like when I kind of looked that up though, just to see what it looked like. And it's for whatever reason, it's not very as impressive as the 4-door. I don't know why. It looks so.
You could put a gun on the back.
I know. Yeah, you put a gun on the back. I think with the 4-door, you could put a gun on the roof.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a funny scene when they were trying to escape from the parking garage, and
so Vinny Jones was not supposed to push the car off the ledge. And but to get by, he couldn't, and so he nudged it a little bit further, and it pushed the car off, and they left it. Nice
facts there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, good list of cars. Good. I mean, you could spend here all day and go over them. So
I know the Di Tommaso Pantera. That one's cool.
Yeah, I like how the Yukon's named Megan. Like her mom or something.
Megan. Well, that's just the cousin of your favorite car.
Oh, the Tahoe? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a 2000, but I had a 2005 Yukon.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. Car. They are. They'll treat you right if you treat them right.
Well, it was costing $80 to fill it up, so.
All right. Let's see.
I think next we have in theaters.
Okay, cool. So I'm very curious to see what is in theaters because we were high school in this time, so we were always going to the movies. So
yeah.
So of course, Gone in 6 Seconds was a #1 movie. Then you have Mission Impossible 2, which we just did Mission Impossible 1 review.
Yeah.
So I remember that one. Not a lot of people liked that one when it came out. I do remember Gladiator. Everyone loved Gladiator. Road Trip was hilarious.
Shanghai Noon.
Yeah, that's another funny movie.
Frequency, that's a pretty good film.
It is. There's some good ones. And then, is that the second Flintstones? The Flintstones and Viva Rock
Yeah,
Vegas?
it was.
Yeah.
Let's say U571. Yeah, Aaron Brockovich. I mean, this was at the end, kind of towards the end of its run. But yeah, that was another big movie I remember during that time.
So there was a dinosaur was a fully computer animated dinosaur film, I think.
Yeah, by Disney though. It wasn't Pixar. It was like Disney's first.
And then we have Michael Jordan to the Max.
That was an IMAX film.
Great. Yeah, he was still big at that time.
Time Crooks. I feel like I know what that is.
A lot of these were good movies where you could remember. Big Mama's House. That's the first one.
Oh,
it all started.
Small Time Crooks was a Woody Allen flick.
You said that like you were so disgusted.
It's just like I was like really like I thought it was something else.
Woody,
I was like really disappointed.
Woody Allen.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm over here going, hey, Big Mama's House.
These were the good times back when they'd stick an actor in a fat suit, put a wig on, and be like, "You're a woman."
I love you. You love.
Oh, that wasn't Big Mama?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a fair amount of stuff on here. I mean, that I remember going to the theaters and seeing, but I did not see this film in the theater. I know that.
No, I don't remember seeing this one either. But I think maybe I did. I don't know. I used to go to the movies a lot when I was in high school, like every few days. So I probably did, and I just don't remember. Very cool. Look at this cool poster. Just like it was made like a almost like a painting.
Yeah, well, it looks like one of those filters now that you have on your phone. Where like,
but why did they make Nicolas Cage look so sad?
I lost Eleanor.
Yeah, he looks really sad in this picture.
He definitely looks like he's accepting defeat.
Well, it's like he smiled in this movie. He did stuff.
He did. I do like right below him is the scene where they're right before they're ready to start the heist, and he's like, Donnie, slow, or not low rider.
Oh yeah,
Donnie.
Yeah.
That
was when they're singing. Yeah.
Well, to like get him like in the mood, and all like the young guys are like, "The hell is going on?" Yeah.
And then you have the scene where he sees him on the street. Like, what are you doing back? It's all family business, family trouble.
Well, just to tell you how old it is too, he's like, I heard the Lakers got Shaquille.
Yep. Yeah, he did. They did get Shaq in 2000, and then there's Timmy Oliphant where he's like he calls that other cop's wife mean. He's like, don't ever talk about my wife. That was fun.
You did bring up a line that I did like at the end when he's trying to get the last car back, and he kind of like decides like he's gonna cut across like a construction site on a bridge, and there's like a wrecking ball that comes by and misses him, but it hits another cop. And it smacks this guy's car through like a cinder block wall.
Yeah, and he's like, "Are you okay?"
And they start
through a wall.
Yeah, he's like, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, "Are you sure?" Because he had just went through a wall.
Yeah, it was wild. I do remember the scene where, and I always liked and I always kind of was curious how they filmed it, if it was real, when he ramped that truck with Eleanor over the police blockade and the traffic on the bridge, and he perfectly landed on the other side and like drove off.
So they built like 8 Eleanors.
I know, but like I wonder how many times they tried that. We see like Tom Cruise nowadays like trying that bike jump, he did that like 1,000 times until it was like perfect. I wonder how many times they did that jump, and how much of it was back then a little bit of CG.
Well, I'm willing to bet that jump was probably 2 parts. They probably just went with, let's get the best takeoff, and then hopefully we can get it.
It was such a magical scene because it had the sunset and then the car and then the music and then
And then I'm willing to bet the landing was from a different jump, and it was probably just a better, more gradual landing for the car. But yeah, they had 8, and I want to say 6 of them were stunt like rigs, and then 2 that were kind of just for driving around. Like just for like scenes where they're in it, they're not doing anything crazy. One went to Nicolas Cage, and
he probably got the one they fixed,
and the other one went to Jerry Bruckheimer. Nicolas Cage,
he probably sold
I don't know if he still owns it, but he was known to drive it around Hollywood, and Jerry Bruckheimer was terrified to drive his and never would. He just sat in his garage. But they were all trained by Bobby Orr, was the stunt coordinator. Now, I do have a piece of trivia that pertains to our next review.
Oh, okay. So we have trivia.
Well, I just have one. I didn't make a slide.
It's okay.
There's quite a...
All right. So you have some trivia.
So Timothy Oliphant was the original choice for Dominic Toretto for Fast and the Furious, but he declined it to do this instead.
Yeah, he would have been a good Dom.
He would have, or he wouldn't?
Wouldn't have not.
No, I don't think so either. But he was becoming popular, because he had done Scream.
He could have done Paul Walker's character.
Yeah, he definitely could have done that role.
I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
you're
say
not
so
part
too.
of the family. Yeah. So you, this had a very good. It was kind of a heist movie. It was a heist movie. It was a car movie mixed into one, and it was fun. Like the Fast and the Furious movies that you see now, and we're going to review that later, the original, but they're kind of like this, right? They're kind of a heist type of movie. Like there's a thing that someone has to do, and they have to save someone, and then they have to drive a lot of fast cars. It's almost like they saw this movie after Fast and the Furious, like, oh, I want to do that instead of what we just did. So,
well, I mean, the difference is, right, this movie is very much, it's the cars that this is kind of focused on are muscle cars and exotic cars, and
and I believe the original was also a heist movie.
Yeah, I believe so too. I was just looking. It said Eleanor was the only name and car that was carried over from that from the original to this one.
Very
so
cool.
I'm just skimming over if there was anything else really quick before we ended.
No, you're good.
It was good.
So again, you can watch this. I believe I rented it on Prime, so you can watch this on Prime. Or you can find it at your local, library. Bet it's there because it's an oldie.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen it, watch it. I mean, it's fun. You'll enjoy it.
It is super fun. And again, if you remember this movie and you want to add one of your favorite scenes, please just comment below. That would be great. That helps the video. And also, hit the like button. So, final thoughts on this, Rick?
I think I kind of gave it, where I was like, definitely go watch it if you haven't. But yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it, and you'll have fun with it. Before we let you go, we wanted to mention that we do have our Mix Tees shirts, so you can buy these at over there at mixtees.com. They're good dudes. Brian and Shane run the store from Popcast Bros, and you could go right there after the weekend -logo, and get 20% off your shirt and hoodie when you use the code ATW20. And I think that code also works for my channel's merch store, Late Night with Cap. So get both.
Yeah. If you buy something from us, if you want to
take a picture
and share it with us on Twitter, we'll share it on the channel if you don't mind. And
yeah, we will. We'll
give you a shout out.
Yeah, even Beard if he takes it with his pants not on.
His Breaking Bad.
Anyways,
so
this was a fun movie. Rewatching, I will definitely watch it again at some point. Always a fan of Nick Cage. I wish he can stay the way he was back then. He was just so fun to watch. All right, well, everyone, we'll see you next time on After the Weekend.
Bye.
Later.